Hello students. So let us start with part 5 of chapter 1, reproduction in lower and higher plants and animals. Today we are going to study about pollination. So what is pollination? We can define pollination as the process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of flower. It is termed as pollination. You can see in the picture how the pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of the flower. It is a very essential step in angiosperms or seed-bearing plants. Camariaris in 1694 discovered the process of pollination. Let us see about types of pollination. There are two types of pollination. Self-pollination, also called as autogamy. Autogamy consists of two types, autogamy and geitonogamy, whereas cross-pollination, also called as allogamy. Allogamy consists of xenogamy and hybridization. Let us see in detail what is autogamy. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of same flower is called as autogamy. Example as in pea. In the picture you can see it is one flower, anthers are producing pollen grains and the same pollen grains from the same flower are being transferred to the stigma of the same flower. So it is autogamy. Geitonogamy. It can be described as transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower but produced on the same plant. Example, cucurbittis. When pollen grains are transferred from anthers of a flower produced on one plant to another also sometimes, but it should be genetically similar, that is also self-pollination. In the picture you can see there is one plant, two flowers, and if the transfer takes place from the one flower's anther to the stigma of another flower, it will be geitonogamy. Now let us see xenogamy. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower on different plant but of same species is called as xenogamy. Example, papaya. Hybridization is one more type of cross-pollination. Here, transfer of pollen grains takes place from anther to stigma of another flower of different plant, and this different plant can be of different variety, subspecies or species, as we can see in cotton, jawar, etc. In this picture you can see all the three types: self-pollination, transfer of the pollen grains to the stigma within the same flower, geitonogamy, between two flowers but on the same plant, and cross-pollination, two flowers, two different plants. Now let us see about agencies of pollination. We can classify them into two types: abiotic, that is non-living agents, and biotic, that is living agents. Abiotic agents can be classified as wind pollinating agencies. This is termed as anemophily, and water pollinated agency hydrophily. Whereas if pollination takes place by insects, we term it as entomophily. If it occurs by birds, we term it as ornithophily. If it takes place by bats, it is called as chiropterophily. If it is pollination occurs by ants, it is called as myrmecophily. If the pollination takes place by snakes, as in chandan plant, it is called as ophiophily. And if it is occurring by snails, it is called as malacophily. So these are the different agencies of pollination, abiotic and biotic. Let us start with the first type, anemophily. The word anemone means wind loving. So here the pollination is brought about by abiotic agent, that is wind. You can see in the diagram in case of dandelion. Here the flowers are making some adaptations. They are very small. They are inconspicuous. You cannot see that it is a flower. It is not very attractive. It do not have bright colors. No nectar is produced. Neither it has fragrance. Flowers are unisexual. Unisexual, that is either staminate flower or pistillate flower. Male flowers are more in number because chances of wastage of pollen grain is there. So male flowers are produced more in number and they are always situated at a higher level. Stamens are with long filaments. The stamens, they have a longer filament so that the anthers can hang in the air. Pollen grains are produced in a large number to compensate with the loss of the pollen grain. Anthers are exposed. If they are exposed, then only wind can carry the pollen grains. Pollen grains are lightweight. Again, if they are lighter, they will be blown by the wind. They are smooth walled and pale yellow in color. If we talk about style, style is long. It is hairy or feathery stigma is present in it to trap the pollen grains. Such type of anemophilous plants are grasses, maize, jawar, sugarcane, etc. Let us see about ornithophily. If pollination takes place by birds, we call it as ornithophily. You can see in the picture beautiful birds pollinating flowers. These flowers are large with thick and fleshy floral parts so that they can bear the weight of the birds. The corolla is tubular or funnel shaped so that the long beak can enter inside. Flowers are bright colored so that they attract the birds. But they do not have fragrance because birds do not have sense of smell. They cannot smell and therefore the flowers lack fragrance. Look at the adaptations. Flowers produce large number of sugary nectar so that the bird will feel satisfied when it comes to drink the nectar and the birds drink it. Examples are callistemon, bottlebrush, bignonia, butea, bombax that is silk cotton. Hummingbird is a very common example of a bird which carries out pollination. Now, regarding next type of pollination, we will study in the next video. Thank you.